who don't have access to cars or even like metro, like 175 might be dollars per trip might be still high. We will still want to give them options to travel efficiently and safely. And the fourth one is informed choices. And then apprentice reliability. What does that mean? What does that mean is that now we have a smartphone app that tells you the on-time arrivals for bus times, trains. Now we have the app that shows you which road is congested, and now LADOT and the city department shares their data and information available online anytime and whenever they want it. So all this information is available for you to make a better choices for your travel to make your travel more reliable and more informed. And the last and not least, we keep talking about sustainability in this meeting, and the last thing is the clean environments. And transportation is one of the major reasons, sources of carbon emissions. Also, our transportation system is very much related to our water system, stormwater infrastructure that Aisha has been talking about. So by improving our transportation system, we can also improve our air quality and encourage people to take active transportation like walking, biking, and transit, and then make them move, walk a lot, walk better, and then live a healthy lifestyle. So the biggest concept behind this plan is called what is called complete streets. So what does that mean? So it's a complete streets. It's just not about one type of group of travelers. So it straightly means streets that works for everyone. So people who bike, drive, walk, and take transit. So if you see the graphic behind you, that's a good example of complete streets. It has a vehicle travel lane, it has bus stops, it has bike lanes, it has sidewalks. Right? So now every road user can travel very safely and very pleasantly. So how do we do this in this plan? So the big element of this plan is an integrated network, and then it consists of these 4 enhanced networks. The first one is a vehicle enhanced network. The second one is a bicycle enhanced network. Third, a transit enhanced network, and fourth and last, pedestrian enhanced network. So each street functions differently, right? So Van Nuys Boulevard might be best for the future transit corridor. The Parthenia might be best for accommodating some of the cyclist travel. Each street will have different function or like multiple functions as a part of this integrated network. And this is what this plan is suggesting. And also, when the city started this planning process in 2011, I believe, because they've been working on this for 4 years right now, they actually reached out to the community members like you guys. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to work with the city department on this, but they launched. Did you?
We were kind of unhappy.
Yeah. So.
We had an event here.
So they actually gave out toolkits to neighborhood councils to work on like games and then like something easy to understand what the plan is about, and then actually launched this online project called the la2b.org that has all these informations available for the younger users that search information online. So what are the benefits? So I basically mentioned the benefits when I was talking about the goals. So the first is a smart investment, which means better coordinating in between interagencies to make better decisions on the streets. So for example, DOT will repave the street one time, and then the DWP will come, and then they'll just tear out the entire street again, and then make a bunch of like metal plates and stuff like that. So that's really, really bad as a city as a whole. So we want to communicate better, and then use our tax dollars, every tax dollar into a better investment. And the equity, like I said, the transportation system also gives you an access to your jobs, schools, and economic activities, and it can also mean the better economic mobility as well. So by giving this access to these underrepresented neighborhoods and vulnerable populations like walkers and bikers and even the people handicapped, you know, it can mean like literally a better life for some of the people. And access, they set this goal of tripling of like, the number of residents living adjacent to the transit corridors and doubling the number of jobs located in the transit corridor, which doesn't necessarily mean that we advocate for density per se, but also means that we want to serve the right neighborhoods that has the transit demand. And you know, by making those corridors transit enhanced network. And then the health benefit is obvious. You know, by making our streets safe. We're going to travel more on the street. You know, we want to travel with you know, using our bicycle and walking without feeling any danger, and also you know, by providing healthy, you know, reducing the travel, we can make air quality better. And choices. So now we're going to have a lot more choices than before. The bike share program is coming in, and Metro is starting a pilot program in the downtown LA area, and eventually it's going to spread out to the rest of the city. And that might mean that, you know, you'll take your car to 50 miles away your work, but you know, when you go to, you know, supermarket or the neighborhood park, you will not use your car. Instead, you will walk or take a bike share bike, and or take the transit. And then the transition between these different modes of transportation will be so easy and attractive that you will give up some of your car trip. That's their hope, right?
If you can.
So eventually what they want to do is taking out some of the trips, because we are always complaining about traffic congestion. You know, we are always complaining about Los Angelenos spending 60 hours in traffic every year. That's a lot of time. And by taking out these, like the trip less than 3 miles and then converting them into active transportation, we want to eventually improve air quality and then improve our quality of life and reliability of our travel time, and et cetera, et cetera. So there are a lot of benefits involved, and we really need your support. Support meaning submitting the community impact statement. Why it is important is that the city has been working on this for a very, very long time, and it's at the very, very final stage. This plan will go to the council at the Plum Committee and then Transportation Committee at the end of the month, and then eventually go to the full vote at the council. I hope August. And we've gathered almost 30 neighborhood partners, not just the LACBC, but like FICA. You know, obviously you guys know the Sierra Club, like Trust South LA. Like there are a lot of nonprofits and you know, transit advocates, like pedestrian advocates, even, you know, bus riders union, and those type of groups all got together to show the support to pass this plan intact. Because there are like a small group of interests who are really trying to, you know, change some of the elements, or you know, even oppose this plan. So we want your CIS. Hopefully, we hope to file it by the end of this month, so that the Plum, when it goes to the Plum Committee, then they can see your statement. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Ms. Hoff, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you can see,
Yes.
my life has irrevocably changed last December. I always had a soft spot in my heart for handicapped, and now I've got a bigger one because I happen to be among them. So I would like to know, how would you address that? Because I can't ride a bicycle, obviously. And I thought about that. Even after I get the prosthetic, if, knock on wood, I get that, I don't think I'd be able to hold it on and be able to ride. So I have a bicycle I would have loved to have ridden because I used to ride all the time. Walking is gonna be a better possibility once
Yeah.
I get that, but I don't know yet until I get it, how hard that's going to be. So my big question is, how are you going to accommodate handicapped people, because there's a bunch of us around?
It's not going to be me, it's going to be
No,
the
I mean,
city.
you know, the
but-
city and you know, when you do all of this,
Yeah,
you said safety first.
so,
How would
so
that
you know,
come
the
about?
good thing about this plan is that this plan is very comprehensive, and now we have this 4 awesome enhanced network, as we call. So like it's the first time we have a pedestrian element in the transportation plan. So there's a very comprehensive analysis of the pedestrian activities and how we will address these high demand areas. Like, let's say the easy example can be a Hollywood Boulevard. You know, Hollywood Boulevard has tons of pedestrian activity, yet it is not the safest street to walk. So, you know, like by addressing these hot pedestrian activity zones, they're going to focus on improving those areas first. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
And then obviously the ADA compliance will be the big thing. And then, you know, Metro is doing a good job of like having the handicap, you know, the, what do you call it, the loading.
The ramp, yeah,
The
no, I
ramp
understand that,
and every single buses. And I haven't really looked at the paratransit options in the plan, but I'm pretty sure they are included. Even the new apps like Lyft or Uber, like those smart transportation businesses are also included in the plan. So they're really thinking out of the boxes, and then there'll be a lot more options.
Do you have language that you want us to use for the community impact statement?
So there are templates submitted by other neighborhood councils, but it's always good to kind of personalize it by mentioning the Van Nuys, you know, transit corridor being one of the big investment in Valley. We don't know yet if it's going to be bus rapid transit or light rail. I know that the community really wants the light rails, but you know there's not a budget there. But you know that's definitely an element that you'd like to mention as a Van Nuys neighborhood council.
Perfect. Hold on. We'll go Kathleen, then Paul, then Maddie. Kathleen, you had your hand up?
Okay, I have a question. If you're going to be using bicycle lanes and so forth, there's going to have to be accommodations for parking your bike if you're going to be shopping, bathroom facilities, water, that you're going to get a drink of water somewhere along the way. Now those, you know, you're going to have a little basket on your bike, but then there's other things that you can attach to your bike. But, you know, I mean, it's those things to consider.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff gets stolen in the valley.
I would say mostly the bathroom and water are going to be the 2 main things that to consider with people that are going to be riding on their bikes rather than in a car.
Yeah, well, I would say the water. I think as a cyclist myself, I would bring my water to whenever I go and then fill up water when it's run out. It's kind of the personal responsibility, I would say, because you're responsible for your thirstiness. But definitely there's a good point of like having the bike racks. I actually get a lot of complaints from our bicycle ambassadors from Valley that whenever they go, there's no bike parking. So what we as a LACBC will do is that we're going to educate our bicycle advocates in the area to talk to the business owners, the businesses they go to help them apply for bike racks. Actually, that's a very simple process that you can do on the LADOT website right now, but not a lot of people know about it, not all business owners know about it. So it's our job to educate our bicycle advocates and business owners, developers, you know.
Paul, then Maddie.
Okay, so I wanted to ask a bit about this integrated network. You're talking about the technological aspects. Are we talking about actually finally having synchronized traffic lights as part of this plan? Because this is one of the biggest problems we have in the city, as far as I see, is that you know, the areas that have synchronized traffic lights seem to flow very smoothly, but most of the city does not have synchronized.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is that LA is known for having the most effective signal system in the world. A lot of transportation planners come to LA to see our signal system. So
I'd say Beverly Hills is much better than ours.
yeah, well, like for example, like Wilshire Corridor definitely has. I work along the Wilshire. Wilshire definitely has a synchronized traffic signal system. You know, when one light turns on green, then other goes to green. I know from the fact that LA has the central control, like traffic control control office, center, whatever you call it, that looks at every single signal in LA street to better synchronize them so that the cars can move faster, because obviously traffic congestion is a huge issue. But I don't know how much better we can make it, but there was a mention about the traffic signal in the plan. So they're going to make it even better, and we're going to be still the world's best. So.
Maddie?
Great. So this is again how Van Nuys Neighborhood Council is on the forefront. Within our network for the Sustainability Committee is a complete streets expert planner. I moved here from San Diego. So one of our advisors is a complete streets expert guru that travels around. And also a Portland transportation planner. So we'll have top-notch advice. But I just want to caution the board that we really don't have a lot of choice other than to support this mobility plan, because we have AB 1358, which was passed in 2008. It's the Complete Streets Act. All this mobility plan is bringing City of Los Angeles in compliance with the state law that was passed in 2008. Like she already said, it supports AB 32, which is the cap and trade and the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. But it also, again, I know I sound like a broken record, falls under SB 375, because the Sustainable Community Strategy started out as the first portion, and the first phase was how does transportation get changed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and the second part was land use, which requires transit-oriented development. So I appreciate that we're having a dialogue about this, but we're almost, if we're going to stay consistent with our other votes, need to just support this mobility plan.
Fair enough. Anybody else have anything? Or yes, that's right, Donna, and then Mr. Luna. Yes, Donna, you're recognized.
Okay. I'm not
For 35 minutes.
Great Street Initiatives. I just want to bring up some of the problems we have with the Great Street Initiatives. We have all these areas where they have the bike lanes, and no one seems to be using the bike lanes, and the ones who do use the bike lanes, they go on to the sidewalk. I have a problem over there on Reseda, which I realize is not our area, but they could use the things like Reseda. And instead of the bikes going, which is right next to the sidewalk, by the way, instead of going on to that area, they go right onto the sidewalk and almost ran me over. So they don't seem to be, I looked at Reseda along that way, and they don't seem to be using the bike lane. And the cars are parked right next to it in the middle of the street. So I'm hoping we don't have Van Nuys Boulevard have one like Reseda, cars parked in the second spot. And it really looks like they're in the middle of the street. And second of all, if I didn't know how to, if I knew how to drive, nobody in their right mind would take the buses to go anywhere they want to, because you can only go one or two places. The local buses, which most people need local buses, not something going way far away. So they need something they can go on every little street. And it takes all day to go on one or two items. Something's got to be done so we get a lot more local buses. And specialty buses are only run once an hour. So if we really want to do anything, you really want people to get out and really want people to take transportation, it can't be an all-day venture to go one or two places. Thank you.
Ms.